This might be the strangest road in America, and I'm not even sure I'm supposed to be here. So I'm driving between LA and Vegas, a road I've taken a bunch of times, and I see this sign that says Zzyzx Road, Zzyzx.
That is Zzyzx. Have you seen it? Zzyzx.
Sounds fake, right? But it's not. And the weirder part is, there's nothing out here. No towns, no gas stations, just desert. And the further I go, the less this feels like a normal place. And apparently, at the end of this road, there's something out here that really shouldn't exist, and very few people know about. I don't fully know what it is yet, but we're gonna go find out.
I believe that property belongs to God, and whoever can do the best job for the greatest number of people over the greatest length of time should be the people to have it. But I'm going to keep my foot right in the door, and I'll fight till hell freezes over or till the last dog's hungry.
So I'm on this desert road right now on Zzyzx Road, and I'm headed all the way to the end, and it's roughly 7 miles from the freeway exit on the 15. And right now I'm passing kind of a dried lake bed area, and it almost looks like snow. It's really quite amazing. As far as you can see, there's this dried lake bed here, and it's really pretty beautiful. It almost looks like a different planet. So I made it to the very end of Zzyzx Road. At least I can't drive any further. And there's this parking lot here. And I'm assuming that I can walk down there further because it looks like there's a trail going down there. First impressions, there's nobody here. It's almost completely dead looking. So I'm pretty much the only person out here as far as I know. Something to watch out for there. It's kind of eerie that there's nobody here at all. So I'm walking down what seems to be like a road right now, and there's various buildings over there on the side. So it's pretty amazing. You have this vast white dried lake bed over here. It's kind of hard to see on this wide angle. And then you have this almost like a pond. It's like a little oasis here. So what you're looking at right now in the middle of the Mojave Desert used to be a desert resort, Zzyzx Mineral Spring and Health Spa, created by a man that went by Doc Springer. I'll get to Springer in a second because this guy was a real piece of work. But from the mid-1940s through the early 1970s, this was an active health resort. People traveled all the way out here to stay for weeks. Sounds innocent enough, but the deeper you go, the weirder it gets. I'm assuming this is where most of the water came from for the spas that were operational here back in the day. The water looks kind of nasty, not gonna lie. To understand Zzyzx, you have to understand the man behind it, Curtis Howe Springer. Now, American history has its fair share of grifters, but Springer, he's up there with the best of them. To say he was a classic confidence man is an understatement. Among many things, he was a radio personality, self-proclaimed minister, salesman, wellness authority, and doctor. Emphasis on self-proclaimed. He even called himself the last of the old-time medicine men. But he wasn't a doctor, not even close. It's said that he didn't even finish high school.
And God bless you, I'm a university man myself. I have my PhD in psychology.
He claimed to be a minister, wasn't legitimately ordained, even said he served in the army, but there's no records of that either.
Well, that's none of your business.
The medical community labeled him a fraud, and in 1969, the American Medical Association called him the King of Quacks. But he was good. He hosted a daily radio show where he preached, gave health advice, and sold miracle cures. Herbal tonics, teas, even something called Rehib, basically baking soda. He claimed they could cure everything from hair loss to serious diseases. This spa you see here wasn't his first attempt as well. Before the 1940s, he tried building resorts across the country and failed over and over again, lost them to unpaid taxes, which tells you a lot. But in 1944, he comes out here to the California desert, which was government land at the time, files a mining claim on federal land, and decides to build his own desert kingdom. What started as tents became all of this. There were remnants of an old army post and railroads here, and he built on top of it. He recruited workers, often from LA's Skid Row, offering food and a place to stay in exchange for labor. Over time, this became a full compound, a hotel, church, radio station, private airstrip, housing, dining hall. They even had underground chambers for the rabbits to keep them cool in the desert heat. He built a road out here, ran buses from Los Angeles. Standing out here right now, it was quite an impressive operation if you think about it. One piece of legend I found interesting was that Springer made this place accessible to everyone. Fees were negotiable, sometimes free. This little detail helped him operate as a religious organization for tax reasons. It's said that when visitors showed up, he would size them up based off the car they drove and the clothes they were wearing and negotiate a base starting price for the services here. This guy was a real old school hustler. At its peak, Zzyzx could host over 100 guests, and it all revolved around one idea, that the water here could heal you. The problem? A lot of it wasn't real. Sure, there is water out here, that's true, but the water you find here was actually just heated up with diesel boilers installed by Springer. Just warm water passed off as something natural. And people were paying to come out here to soak in it, which is where this place goes from unusual to something else entirely. Then there's the name Zzyzx.
The word Zzyzx was coined by radio evangelist Curtis Howe Springer, who said he wanted to have the last word in the English language.
Not Native American, not Spanish. Springer made it up. He wanted it to be the last word in the English language, something that always appears at the end of any list. Because according to him, this wasn't just a destination, it was the final word in health. If nothing else worked, this is where you came last. It's a gimmick, but a brilliant one. You see it once and you don't forget it. And honestly, standing out here, it kind of feels like the last stop to anywhere. So this right here is what everything revolved around, the mineral springs, which Doc Springer claimed could treat arthritis, digestive issues, and even low vitality. And people came out here for it. They soaked in the pools, drank the water, stayed for weeks, convinced they were being healed. There was a whole lifestyle around it. No alcohol, no smoking, special diets of rabbit meat, goat milk, fruits and vegetables grown on site, all while listening to sermons and soaking in healing water. A desert wellness retreat decades before that was a thing. But here's the catch. A lot of it wasn't natural. The springs were man-made. Heated water passed off as something special, and the experience didn't stop there. Goat milk, a $25 cure-it-yourself hemorrhoid kit, constant requests for donations, and sermons blasting over loudspeakers. So it wasn't just a spa. It was part retreat, part sales operation, and something else entirely. And for a while, people bought into it, spent real money to come here, even though none of it was even proven to work. It was less medical treatment and more placebo in the desert. So unfortunately, it looks like you can't really enter any of these buildings now. Looks like they closed off the campus here to the public, which is unfortunate. But you can still see kind of the remnants of what this place once was. Now, if I had to guess, right here is probably where some of the rooms where the people stayed. Now, as usual, all of Doc Springer's grifts eventually had a way of coming back to bite him. For about 3 decades, he pulled this off and probably made a pretty good amount of money doing it. Honestly, in a weird way, it might have become too successful because there was one detail that would ultimately bring the whole thing down. He didn't actually own this land. Remember that mining claim he filed back in 1944? About 12,000 acres of federal land that he used as a loophole to build all of this? Well, legally, it was still public land, unless he could prove there were valuable minerals here. And he never did. But for decades he operated anyway, building, expanding, growing this entire operation out here. But by the late 1960s, he started pushing even further, dividing up parcels of land, letting donors build homes, basically selling off land that he didn't actually own. And that's what finally got the government's attention. At the same time, things were starting to catch up with him on another front. He was arrested on dozens of counts of false advertising, selling products made from things like celery and parsley, and claiming they could cure serious diseases. In the end, Springer pleaded guilty to multiple violations. And then in 1974, 1994, the government stepped in and won. He was given just 36 hours to leave this place. After spending decades building this place, just like that, it was over. The government shut it down, saying he had no legal right to be here. After decades of people coming here, believing in it, it just ended. But the story doesn't end there. This looks abandoned, but it's actually still very much in use today. Now it's run by California universities, a research center studying desert ecosystems. So this place went from being a questionable health spa to a legitimate scientific facility, which is a pretty wild transformation. Because for all of Springer's scams and all the corners he cut, he still built something that lasted. Not in the way he intended, but in a way that's still here. And I think that's what makes this place so interesting. It started as one guy's idea, something that probably shouldn't have worked, but it did, at least for a while. And now it just sits out here, somewhere between history, myth, and the desert, slowly taking it back. But at the same time, it didn't disappear. People still come out here. Scientists study this place. And every day, thousands of people drive past that sign on the 15 and see a word that looks completely made up and wonder,
what the is this piece of
Zzyzx? The name he created to be the last word. And somehow, it's still here. So in a strange way, maybe Springer did get the last word. But I'm curious, if you saw that sign on the side of the highway, would you have taken the exit?
Hello, folks. This is your old friend Curtis Springer coming to you direct from our beautiful new studios located in Zzyzx Community Church on the shores of beautiful Lake Twendoe. And as founder and pastor of our church, I want to invite you and your loved ones to come and worship with us. Come with or without money and spend a day, a week, or a lifetime as you care to, and enjoy our beautiful 12,000-acre state that belongs to God. Now, we have no promotion, no real estate for sale. Just come on out here and enjoy our wonderful hot mineral water baths, the finest of foods in abundance, our wonderful desert, pure, fresh air, no smog, no fog. Come and learn to breathe again. Lay out in the sunshine. Oh, you'll love it here and get a greater joy out of life. And so until the same time tomorrow, over the same wonderful station, I'll say bye-bye and God bless you all.